Hi, good evening everybody. Welcome to an episode of Rock the Mic. And I'm calling this one Down in Jamaica. How's everybody tonight? Good evening, good evening. Glad to be here with you and I'm welcoming everybody. Whether you're watching now, whether you have logged on now or you're going to catch this on the replay, the restream, fine. I'm going to ask you to make sure you subscribe, make sure you tell your friends about it, make sure you like it, and make sure you follow along. Anyway, guys, here in the States today, it's been Labor Day. We've been hard at work. And now that work is over, I decided, hey, let me get on with the people I like best. Let me stream to them. Guys, this week, the past week has been very eventful. One of the first things that happened, on a sad note really, we said goodbye to a reggae icon. We said goodbye to Lee Scratch Perry. This man was a legend. And like most legends, they're hard to get along with and people thought they were a bit, crazy, but there was a method to this man's madness. And from this man came a lot of nice reggae rhythms. A lot of artists really benefited from Lee Scratch Perry. So to Scratch Perry, his family and everything, we say, please accept our condolences, and this man was a great one. And guys, we as Jamaicans have to realize that while our legends are with us, we've got to give them all the accolades. We can't wait until they pass. Okay, on another note, not really a sad one, a little regretful, yes, but another of our great guys decided to bow out, and that's Mr. Nesta Carter. Nesta is suffering from some medical problems, and from what he says, the medication he'll have to take for it will violate the WADA rules, that's the Drug Association rules. So for the good of not just himself, but the reputation of Jamaica, he decided to call it a day. We say to Mr. Carter, hey, you have served us well. You have created some memorable moments for us, especially the world record in the 4x100 meters, and we want to say thank you very much, Nesta. Job well done. And whatever you decide to do in life, we wish you all the best. So that's Nesta Carter hanging up the spikes and Lee Scratch Perry, who has transitioned. Okay, guys, it's Monday night. And you didn't expect me to come on and not say something about that debacle at the National Stadium. I had to say something about football. At heart, I'm a football fan, and it's a game I really enjoyed. But I have to say something, guys. I have to say something because, like most of you, I'm worried about the trend happening in Jamaica football, the path I see us taking as a footballing nation. Many are going to be questioning the coach. Many are going to be questioning the players, the system we use, whatever. I want to look at a few things. Please, I'm not throwing stones at anybody, but I believe we're doing, how should I say it? I think our system is wrong. And I'm going to say many things here. One of the things that I want to bring out, I don't think we need these foreign-based players. I don't think we really need them. And I'll elaborate later. But looking at this competition yesterday, this match against Panama, we made some critical mistakes, some critical errors, some errors that I don't think a prep school kid should be making. I think when we lose the ball, when Jamaica loses the ball, we're in a bit of a quandary. I think our defensive system or defensive, how should I say, makeup is not really up to par to face the attack of other nations. And let me also say that watching football over the years, most goals, listen carefully what I'm saying, most goals that are being scored are not being scored because of attacking prowess. Most of these goals are as a result of defensive mistakes, lapse in judgment, a lapse in concentration. And I'm going to show you all three goals and look at the mistakes we make. Basic mistakes which I don't think primary school kids should be making. But as for the coach and the use of foreign players, I'll come to that in a minute. So guys, follow along here. Let's go down to that first goal. Let's go down to that first goal. Here we go. And I'm going to talk us through it. Now, look at the defense. We're playing it out to the left back. Left back goes back to center back over to the right back. Okay. Pushes it out to the flank. Now, watch this little interplay, which is good. The right back comes in and he switches place, and out on the flank goes the guy who was center back. Okay. Watch what's happening here. And I'm going to stop it at some periods here, guys. Watch what's going to happen. Good little dribble between players. Okay, now, hold on a minute. Let's see what happens here, guys. Let's see what happens here. Let's go again. Pushing it back. You're going to see that little changing position between these guys. As he comes in with the ball, the center back goes out and takes up his position. Okay, good. Now he's going to make that little dribble between the two defenders here. We're coming up to it. Okay, here he comes now. He's coming forward. And he makes a pass, intercepted. Okay, good. Now, watch the man with the ball. Watch the Panamanian player with the ball. Right now, he has 4 of his teammates up front. And we have basically 5 Jamaican defenders, 5 Jamaican guys behind the ball. One is basically out of it. Now, watch what happens. Look how long it takes before a Jamaica defender really comes to this guy. He's going to dribble, and he's moving. Nobody's coming to him yet. Nobody, okay. At this point, guys, he's got the goal in sight. I guess nobody expected him to shoot from so far. Look at the defender in front of him. Almost has his back turned. His back is almost turned. Okay, let's pick this up again. Let's see if we can get this moving one more time. And let me try advancing this. Let's see if we can advance it. Okay, here it comes now. Pass intercepted, player gets it, player runs forward. Nobody's coming yet. Nobody's stepping to this guy. Nobody is trying to stop him. And he's going to fire the shot. Now, guys, my question also, why is Blake so far off his line? Blake should not have been, I think Blake should have been further inside the 6-yard box, maybe on the goal line. But he got beat by a shot that was taken very quickly, surprised even me, and I'm sure it surprised him also. But we normally see Blake stopping spectacular shots. We wouldn't expect him to get beaten by something like that. But just shows you a lapse in judgment. Nobody stepped up to that Panamanian player. Okay, let's go on to the second goal. Okay, now guys, pay attention to the guy who's taking the throw in. Don't watch anything else. Let's see, hold on, can I get back the picture? Don't watch anything else. Look at the player who's going to take the throw in. Watch him. At all times, watch the player taking the throw in. Okay, he's going to take that throw in. Now, one of the most important things when taking a throw in, you've got to be cognizant of the man who throws the ball. Most times he's left free. Watch what Jamaica does. He's taking the throw in. He's over there on the touchline. He's on that touchline. Let's see what it goes back to him. He plays it back to his defender again. Watch the player who took the throw in. Nobody's marking him. Watch him. He's edging down the line. This player comes inside. This is the guy who took the throw in. Nobody's on him. And he's going to make that cross. Forward comes in and heads this in. Guys, here's another mistake. Not only did he make the mistake of not marking the guy who took the throwing, look how the Panamanian attacker beats the Jamaican defender to the ball. He wants the ball. The Jamaican defender is waiting for the ball to come in. Here's a throw with the ball. He's going to take and good. The guy goes in, meets the ball, heads past Blake. I can't blame Blake for that. We've got to look at the guy who took that throw in. Whoever should have been marking him That's where the slip up came. That's where the mistake came. Look, comes inside. That man with the ball is the man who took the throw-in, guys. Nobody's marking him. Nobody's marking him. So that's another lapse in judgment. Here it comes, and the Panamanian defender beats the Jamaican defender. The Panamanian attacker beats the Jamaican defender to the ball. Basically, you're taught a defender, hey, go attack the ball, move to the ball. You want to get the ball before the attacker. Okay, goal number 3. Goal number 3, guys. Guy took it well. We can't. Listen, let's go watch that again. And he takes that ball. He's on the dribble now. Watch the defender to him. Watch the defender goes to him. His back is turned when that ball hits the back of the net. You cannot really fault Blake for that. But we allow a man to dribble like he's walking down King Street. And this guy, I'm not going to lie, he took it well. Now look at these Panamanian players celebrating on our track as if they are the ones who really should have won this match. Guys, seriously, how can we allow Panama to come into, this is what we call the office? Panama comes into the office and hands us not 1 love, not 2, but 3. 3 goes to nothing. It's as if we weren't even trying. It's as if we weren't even trying, guys. I'm not putting on Panama really, but Jamaica losing to Panama, come on. That really shouldn't happen. That really should not happen, guys. We're better than that. We are better than that. We should have been ready. We should have been ready for these guys. And someone in the chat is saying, hey, this really is an outrage. It really is. We should have been ready for the Panamanians. Come on, guys, we can do better than that. We can do better. And I see, shut up, gay dog is saying, yes, it's an outrage. I really think it is. I really think it is. Losing to Panama and having them celebrate on our track like that. No, come on, man. Come on, that doesn't happen. Shouldn't happen. But then again, let's look at a few other things, guys. Let's look at a few other things. Coaching and other things. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Listen, I personally am one person who don't think we need these foreign players. I don't think we need them. First of all, I think most of these foreign players, they really want to play international football. Yes, it's a pinnacle of your football career, but a lot of them are here because they can't make the team in the country in which they reside. Most of them are coming from England. They can't make the English team, so hey, let me jump on the Jamaican bandwagon. These footballers coming here, to me, are like mercenaries. They hop on a plane, they come down a couple of days in advance, they play the game, they hop on a plane, and they're gone back. Is this what we want for football? The Football Federation, the Jamaica Football Federation, has to decide. They have to make a decision. It's one of 2 things. 1, do we want a good showing from the team? We have to decide that. Do we just want a good showing from the team where the team shows up well in CONCACAF, Gold Cup, etc.? Or 2, do we want to develop Jamaican football on a whole from the grassroots level? Let me go again. Do we want a good showing from the team so we can advance in our rankings? Or do we want to develop Jamaican football from the grassroots level? It's a choice. Hey, it would be great if we can achieve both of those goals. Achieve a higher ranking and develop our football from the grassroots level. But with these guys coming in like this, I don't think we'll be able to really develop our football standard. Because, face it, a local guy, a local player is only going to get better if he plays against better opposition or with better teammates. These guys coming in from England, coming on a plane, coming down, they're not playing with their local guys really. They come in, they play the match, the next afternoon they fly out. Like I said, they're hired guns. That is going to help the team, should help the team to achieve a higher ranking, but it's not helping Jamaica's football from primary school, prep school level all the way up. It's not being good for them. Our players need to learn with better players. And I think JFF needs to try and develop our game here. We need to have an identity for our football. Are we going to do slow passing? Are we going to run a lot? Are we going to use a long ball, short ball? What are we going to do? What is Jamaica's identity when it comes to football? Now, honestly, this is something happening in a lot of countries. We see it in African countries. Players leaving Europe, going back to play for their homeland to which they have some maternal or paternal connection. We see it happening all over. But guys, when these guys come home, is there that gelling with the local players? We see it with Argentina and Brazil. It's quite evident. Messi plays one role in Europe for his club. When he goes home, he's like a fish out of water. And he's a great player. So what does it say for our players of less ability? Now we bring in somebody like Michael Antonio, who is this great West Ham striker, and we forget the fact that a striker needs good service. A striker needs to be fed with balls, constantly fed with balls, because he needs a lot of touches. And the guy's going to look like a fish out of water. It's almost going to be an embarrassment for this guy coming down and, hey, turning out for Jamaica, and basically nothing really happens. So guys, once again, I'm Garfield Waller, and this is Rock the Mic, and we're talking about what's happening down in Jamaica, and we're on football right now. So guys, please like, subscribe, and share. And whether you're watching now or whether you're gonna come in on the replay when this is replayed tomorrow or whenever, please leave a comment. But guys, I think we need to develop our own players here. Not to say that players who have left here and gone abroad, we shouldn't call them back. But I mean, we don't want the ones who saying, hey, my great-great-grandmother was Jamaican, so I'm gonna report for the Jamaican squad. Those are the guys I'm against. But we have to develop our game from the primary school level all the way up. That's the only way we're going to have a good team. Just bringing in these guys is not going to suffice. Now, let's move on. There are a lot of people who, since last night, has been calling for the head of the coach, calling for Tapa's resignation. Who are we going to bring in? Who's going to take the job? How are we going to pay him? Because for Tapa being Jamaica's basically the most successful coach in terms of wins and losses, you don't want to pay the man. You're going to bring in somebody from abroad and pay him hundreds or thousands of US dollars. That would be an insult not just to Tapa, but to the entire nation. And don't think a foreign coach coming in is going to have it any better. He's going to be dealing with the same situation basically, because JFF is going to want to force him to bring these players in from abroad, instead of letting the man develop from grassroots level, develop a grassroots play. Unless we're going to get two coaches, one developing grassroots play and the other one in charge of international football. But it's hard for Tapa as a coach meeting a guy 2 days before the game and trying to sell him the way we play, the way Jamaicans should play, when he's used to playing a certain way with the club. There are people saying Tapa doesn't have the experience. I really don't think so. I think what is needed from an international coach and a coaching body, so to speak, with the Jamaica Football Federation unit, we need a unit. Not just one man, we need a unit, because a coach is not just preparing his team. A coach also has to take into consideration the opponents. Do we have any scouts out there? We're playing Panama. Do we know the Panamanian team? Do we know what the right winger likes to do, what the midfielder likes to do? Does he like to play to the left, to the right? Does he like turning it back? Does he interchange with somebody else? We need that. We need people who can go abroad, go watch the Panamanians play. If there's a Panamanian playing in the MLS, we need to have eyes on him. So it's not just Tapa preparing his team. Yeah, you can prepare your team all you want, but you better pay some attention to your opponents. You better know your opponents strengths and their weaknesses, their tendencies of the players. Because it's no longer the game it was, guys. There's a lot of technology in play today. We should have been watching so much film. Our players should be watching so much film of the Panamanian players that you know them inside out. For example, that first goal that the Panamanians scored, Jamaican defender should already know, is this guy right-footed or left-footed? If he's right-foot, we cut that right foot off. We stay in front of it. We're not going to learn to go to the right. We're not going to give him that freedom. If he's left-footed, we're going to push him towards his right foot. But it's clear that the four defenders there had no clue what the man favors, which foot he favors. We should have known that this guy has a tendency to shoot from 20, 25 yards. But we didn't. We had no clue what was going on. So when we talk about changing Tapper, who are we going to bring in? Who are we going to bring in? Who's going to want the job? Who is going to want to prepare a team with half the squad and then you wait until the 3-4 days before the game to bring the rest of the squad? What credibility does that coach have talking to a player just coming in from England? Very little, none. In fact, I think that's one of the problems our present coach faces. How is he gonna, for example, a guy like, what's his name? Michael Antonio from West Ham. He's one of West Ham's leading strikers. How can Tapper talk to this guy? He just came off the plane, just met Tapper. They may have exchanged some things on the phone, but how is he going to respect Tapper? We need that. We need that. And we need for Tapper himself to pick the team, not the JFF. Because I've heard a lot of things going on behind the scenes where the JFF is basically picking the team. You are taking away Tapper's authority. Tapper should be the one picking, Tapper should be the one firing, dropping people. But when we do this, and this is a holdover from the past president, where he would tell coaches what to play. I know that for a fact. He would tell coaches who to play, who not to play. You're taking away the little authority that the coach has. But guys, I don't think we are a team that deserves a 3-0 thrashing. I really don't see that. But like I said, we have to decide what is it we want to do. What is it we want to do? We have to have an identity. And we got to be able to call up players for maybe a week or so. A couple of days is not going to cut it. I don't care what the other international teams do. But our footballers, I don't think we can do that. To be honest, hey, listen, skill-wise, we got it. Skill-wise, our players have it. We can do anything the others do. I am a little skeptical about please don't take this the hard way. And if any player ever sees this, no, I'm worried about the footballing IQ. The footballing IQ, like knowing when to dribble, knowing when to pass, when to drop back, when to attack, when to shoot. Those are the areas I think we are lacking in. I didn't see Jamaican players making a decoy run to pull a defender just to give somebody some space. It seems as if we don't have the ball at our feet, we're not really involved. And when we lose that ball, we need to get back in numbers. Pick up the closest man to you. What I saw last night, what I saw yesterday evening was a lot of Jamaican players marking space, marking grass. I've yet to see grass score a goal, but there were Panamanian players running free, and we didn't pick him up. Take, for example, that goal that stemmed from the throw-in. The man takes a throw-in. Nobody pays him attention. He gets back the ball twice, and nobody's with him until he finally gets it down the left wing and makes that cross. Excellent cross. Was met by a very good header. But basically, guys, we have got to do a lot more. We have got to do a lot more. And I know we can. It just takes proper organization. People are going to say, yeah, we haven't got the money. Yeah, that's true. But hey, if you show the corporations in Jamaica that we are now serious about the game, I think they'll pitch in. Granted, not running from it, but COVID played a lot in this. COVID played a lot in it. We saw it yesterday too with Brazil and Argentina. This whole COVID is going to mess up sports, but we can do better than that. So, getting off football now, guys, but honestly, I'm hoping that we will improve. We've got to. We are at rock bottom. There's no place else to go but up, guys. Now, guys, let's move on. Health-wise in Jamaica. Health-wise in Jamaica. There's something I've been hearing, like I heard the Prime Minister's speech the other day about these no-movement days, or what do you call them, curfew, lockdown, no movement. Now, my question to anybody watching, if you see this later or not, what are your thoughts on the no movement days? Does it work or not? Do you think anything was accomplished by the government or not? No movement. So you lock the country down for a day or two, and then you open it back and hope, with fingers crossed, that things will be better. The disease, the pandemic will abate. What do you think? If there's anybody listening who want to put something in the chat, whether it's now or tomorrow or the day after, fine. But did it work? Because speaking to some people, I've heard them say the no movement days didn't accomplish anything. Let's say you have a no movement day on Wednesday. From what they were saying, people on the spot were saying, no movement days on a Wednesday. On Tuesday, it forces everybody to congregate at stores and supermarkets. Everybody just rams up these places trying to get products. And that congregation of people, that big crowd, is a super spreader. So the disease the pandemic that he was trying to lessen the spread is going to get spread in that big rush on the supermarkets and the stores, gas stations, whatever. And then we have the lockdown, everybody stays home, blah, blah. But the following day, when the lockdown is no longer in force, everybody comes out again, and with another rush on supermarkets, stores, and gas stations. Is this the way to go? I'd love to hear from you in the chat whether you think it was successful. Do you think it worked? Should the lockdown days be extended, maybe 3, 4, 5 days or what? What do you guys think? Did it work or did it not? I'd love to hear from some of you guys. I'd love to hear your ideas on it. But I'm thinking, hey, how else can we do it? And from what I understand, people in Jamaica were almost at the point of insurrection. And the Prime Minister was basically caught between a rock and a hard place. Plus, do you think we should be opening back up to tourism so soon? Aren't we aware of people coming in and bring the new strains on us? Come on, guys, this is a serious time. This is a serious time in our country. We've got to approach this real seriously. So, please, in the chat, could you let me know what are your thoughts on these no movement days? Like any other country, Jamaica has this controversy of the vaccine. Is it good? Is it not? Is it something that's great for you? Is it going to protect you from the disease? Or is there something more nefarious about the vaccine? So guys, that's another question to you. Vaccine or no vaccine? If, please, later on in the chat, guys, if you have taken the vaccine or if you plan on taking it, say why. Say why you're going to take this vaccine. And if you plan on not taking the vaccine, I'd like you also to explain your reasons, because people have a lot of different theories. And I myself am a bit, should I say, shocked. I'm surprised at some of the theories that people have. I've heard people say, hey, there is got to be a chip in the vaccine so the government can track you. Oh my God. They're using this to really keep a tab on people. Why would you be worried about that? What the heck are you doing that you're afraid of being located anywhere? Come on. People are saying, hey, it's a plan to kill out black people. Let's face it. if they wanted to kill out black people, it could have been done many other ways. They could have put in sardine, mackerel, chicken back, whatever. So, but I want to hear what you think. I want to hear what you think. And I have Shut Up Gay Dog saying, hey, they see literally nothing wrong with the vaccine, and they got vaccinated a few months ago. I was sick for a few hours. Other than that, I experienced no negative effects. There's no chip in the vaccine. And I'm wondering, how the heck could a chip hold inside a vaccine? If you can make a chip that small, don't you think they would have made TVs much smaller, cell phones much smaller to get a chip inside a vaccine? Come on, guys, that really doesn't make any sense. But if that's what people think, that's your idea. I don't know what I can say. If people actually think that, fine. But it's amazing, as somebody said in a joke the other day, it's amazing what Jamaicans will drink from an other man, but not from medical science. And he's saying that there are people who believe that there are some beliefs that are legitimately insane, and I have to think that way. But think of other stuff we have taken in our bodies. Think of it. As growing up in Jamaica, as soon as you can walk and talk, you're getting all those sticks, rubella and whatever. We have been stuck from day one. Now we're afraid of a vaccine. But if you took it, guys, let me know why. And if you don't plan on taking it, let me also know why. What are your reasons? What are your reasons for not sticking that hand out there? I took mine months ago. I was more afraid of the pain from the stick than anything else, because I don't like needles. Honest to God, I cry like a wuss when I see a needle. But I'd love to hear what you think. Vaccine or no vaccine? That also brings up the thing, guys. Hey, what's happening at the hospitals? What is this thing I heard about no oxygen? Are you telling me there's only one company in Jamaica, IGL, that will produce oxygen? Is it produced in Jamaica, or is it the oxygen is imported in canisters? I'd like to know how it goes. Because, hey, it's not something that this pandemic didn't spring up last week. It's been around now for over a year, and we are without oxygen. And it breaks my heart to hear what's going on in the hospitals with some of the nurses, especially down in the western end of the island, like Savamar. What the heck is happening? Nurses are dropping like flies. Come on. In fact, I heard that the nurses went on some little strike the other day. Can you blame them? Can you blame them? They are the frontline people. And they need the protection. But I understand beds are scarce. The beds are scarce, guys. What's going to happen? What are we doing as a people to stop the spread? From what I've been reading and hearing, there are a lot of people who want to go about their lives as though nothing is happening. There are people who want to have these parties. I heard from somebody who recently was in Negril. They have their house in Negril, and they were telling me what was going on at, what's that thing they had? Dream Weekend? Are we crazy? Can't we make that little sacrifice of staying indoors for the good of the nation? Are you telling me that we need to party so much that we have to go against medical science and go out and party? I thought we were all one people. Out of many, one. Can't we make that little sacrifice? Staying indoors, not going to a party, is it gonna kill us? Come on, guys. And then if this thing gets out of hand, if this new variant really takes over, these same people who were out there breaking curfew, breaking the protocols, they're the ones who are going to want to rush to the front of the line to get a vaccine later on. But I don't think we should be endangering the lives of each other just to have some fun. So, guys, once again, I'm Garfield Warner. This is my program, Rock the Mic. I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, and whether you see this now or on the replay a day, 2 days, a week from now, leave a comment. Leave a comment. I'd like to hear what people think. I'd love to hear what you think about all these things we're discussing. Health, the football, losing Lee Scratch Perry. That brings up another thing, guys. It's September. School will be reopened soon. School will be reopened soon. What's going to happen? Are our kids going to lose basically another year? I saw today on the news where they're opening a TV station with 24-hour lessons going on. That's great. That is great. But will all the kids be able to access this? And that's one of the problems we have. And trust me, it's not a problem just in Jamaica. I teach in Central Florida, and we have that problem too. Not every kid, not every child has the basic tools necessary to access the internet or these TV channels. And that's why there are some schools doing programs to raise awareness, raise funds, asking for tablets, asking for phones, asking for phone credit minutes, because the world is not created equal. There are haves and there are have-nots. And guys, the have-nots, we are going to see the result of all this a couple of years down the road. When there are some kids who are going to be educated and others who are not, we are going to lose not just one generation, we're going to lose several. We're going to lose several. We may be thinking just high school, but you got to think all the way down to kindergarten. Kids are now turning up deficient in certain areas. Basic math, basic language, geography, history, you name it, reading. And it's going to tell on us as a people and as a nation down the road. We are going to be reaping the sour fruits of what's happening today. And we're going to have to lay the blame not just on the government, because trust me, no government wants to do bad to screw up. But some of the selfish people we have to lay the blame at their feet also. And the bad thing about it, there are some of them whose their own kids will suffer. Their own kids are suffering. But do they care? I really don't think so. But guys, those workers in the health field, I really feel for them. As a fellow teacher myself, those in the classroom, I really worry about us. Because we are on the front lines teaching these kids. I mean, you're in Jamaica, the kids may be coming back for the first time in months. Where I teach, I was face-to-face all last year. Now I'm face-to-face again, 4 weeks in. So I have to be cognizant of who I come in contact with. That mask doesn't come off. And I'm hoping people in Jamaica are wearing masks. Don't think it looks stupid or it's sissy-ish. It's for your own protection. It's for your own protection. And we need everyone around. And for kids going back out to school, if and when school is reopened, I'm really hoping they'll stay safe. There are many people who are just looking forward to the new school year just for sports. There are many kids who are just looking out for football. If the football or the netball is called off again, I don't know what's going to happen. Will people be able to take it? But guys, it's a new day. Life has changed. Life as we know it has changed. We've got to adapt. We have got to adapt. If we don't adapt, we're going to be like the dinosaurs. We're going to go extinct. We have to make some sacrifices. And this is what I'm saying to all of us as Jamaicans, whether we're in JA right now or abroad, we've got to make some sacrifices. Yes, it may hurt now, but the pain now is going to be a little bit less than the pain we feel in the future if we really don't buckle down and try and put a stop to this thing. But I'd love to hear what you guys say in the comments. To vaccine or not to vaccine? And I'd love to hear from, hey, you know who I'd love to hear from? A nurse. If you're in the health field, put something in the comments. Let's know what's going on. Let us hear what is going on, guys. If you're a teacher in Jamaica, I'd love to hear your thoughts also. If you're somebody who is into religion, I'd love to hear your perspective. How do you see it? Because studying history, when the world went through the Black Death, when it was in the 1300s, the bubonic plague, a lot of people turned to the church. Church couldn't help, so the Catholic Church lost a lot of its members, not just through death, but because a lot of people turned away from religion at that time when they see that priests and the clergy couldn't help them. But I'd love to hear from somebody who is well steeped in religion. I'd like to hear from you. I'd love to hear from somebody who is basically politically minded, a political person at heart. Whether you're in the JLP or PNP, let's hear your comments. If you're in the PNP, do you think the PNP would have handled this better? And how? Don't just tell me, yes, they would have. Tell me how. How would they have done it? Do you think Prime Minister Holness is handling this right? If not, tell me the mistakes he is making. What can he do to make this right? Because I'm sure no leader wants to see his people die off. I'm sure the man would want to do the best for his country. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I hope you share this broadcast. Share it. For those of you who are not subscribed to me, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Follow and like. Please, I need your subscriptions to move up in the YouTube algorithm. So guys, until the weekend, I'd like you to stay safe, be good, follow the protocols. Follow the protocols that have been set out for you. It's not there to cramp your lifestyle. It's there to keep you safe. So for everybody down in Jamaica, this is Garfield Waller on Rock the Mic, signing out. Have a nice evening. In fact,